Then I went into this was way before university and stuff. I was still like just newly into high school, so way before university. So I went into web design at a point. Um, I learned HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. That time, that particular year, Bootstrap was a big thing. I think Twitter owns Bootstrap, so they released it. It was, like part of their code, this bunch of JavaScript, CSS, and communicated code. You could just point some part of the code and just add it to your website, and it made it smoother. It made the design like really smooth. Instead of you designing the whole CSS and JavaScript animation from like scratch, you could just use Bootstrap. It was really fun. I built website for some companies. Funny enough, at I think halfway into my high school, I was really like working for some client. I was building website and stuff, and that was fun. Finishing high school, I went into hacking. Not the ethical part, not ethically, obviously, but it was fun experience. I joined this group. There's this group of hackers that time. We call ourselves Death Sector. It was the leader. The leader was
Did you find them on the dark web?
Oh no, funny enough, no. I found him on Facebook. Crazy stuff. Internet was so different back there. I mean, you could just look up how to carry out an SQL injection. You see step by step, process on how to carry it out. Currently, if I would look that up, I would just hit a lot of like paywalls, a lot. Just trying to teach you how to just carry out an SQL injection. You'd be saying, pay $7, pay 10, pay 15, pay 199. But it wasn't like that. It was I'm talking about 20, 2011, 2012. The internet was so different. I mean, you could legit Google anything and just find the answer. Even, even how to hack a Windows 7 laptop that time, it was all on YouTube. You could find it on Google. Like, resources were just being shared so comfortably. Unlike now, everything's just behind the paywall. Then people were so passionate about sharing resources. The internet was still kind of new then. So people were just sharing whatever it is they could share to actually gain some relevance. So it was nice. It was nice. I met them on Facebook. Fair enough. Next, he was from Japan. He was a he was a Japanese dude. He actually hosted a site on the dark web. We had our own like site on the dark web and stuff. We had this really like really good hackers. Like they were actually kind of sophisticated because I was using their tools. I was using their tools to like hack stuff. Yeah, babyface. People actually gatekeep now, like before.
Bro,
Custom tools.
I
Oh fuck. Ghost guest has gone offline. Fuck. I think I've lost. Okay, good. There you go.
I don't know why I keep dropping this, bro. They don't want us to talk about purple teaming today.
They did not. They did not, but we're going to talk about it nevertheless.
It's too fire. It's too fire of a topic, man. They're going to try to stop it every step of the way. We're going to keep plowing through. I was just asking. I heard that the dark web has like all the crazy tooling for hacking.
Oh, yeah, actually. I mean, if you can find the links, yes. There's literally everything there. I actually have access to this unrestricted AI. I'm talking about AI without no restriction. It's on the dark web. You can text me also about sending you the link. Just if you have your Tor browser ready, you can access it directly. It's an AI, no restriction. You can ask it how to create, I don't know, I think some words are not allowed here. You know how to create the white stuff and to give you step-by-step procedure on how to do it. No restrictions. Currently, AI is
You wild, bro. You wild. Okay, so you went to college. You got the chemistry degree, right? You did the bachelor's.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, how did you end up getting into your first like IT or cyber role?
Oh, funny enough, I haven't even really worked in cyber role. I just graduated last year ending. I'm still trying to get things sorted out. But I did work as an instructor for an organization. I followed the entire step, applied, went for like 2 interviews. First one was just the head asking me some, simple questions. Then we had the technical interview where I had to actually teach, to confirm what I knew. So I had some board members there and whatnot, and then, spoke to them. Basically just, so basically introductory courses. They didn't know much about cybersecurity. They were programmers. They were like hardcore programmers and stuff. So I just explained, I think, what cybersecurity was, and I started with CIE triads. I mean, that's like the first thing you get, you get hit with when you're studying cybersecurity fundamentals, the CIE triads and stuff. So I think I was explaining it, and also I did pretty well. I legit, I did so well that they already had an instructor, so they had to let him go to actually employ me. It was crazy. They let the instructor go to get me. I felt kind of bad, but because I didn't exactly needed the job, because I was still in school. This was during like tests and exams. I was just like, I wanted to do something like more physical than just online.
Yeah, I love that instructor route, bro. Just because it not only reinforces like the different things that you have learned about in the space, but also helps others get built up. And then when they see someone like yourself, they're like young, passionate, motivated, and it's just inspiring to see. So I commend you for that, and just applaud you for getting that going.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate
All
it.
right, let's break it down, bro. For the folks that don't know what purple teaming is, let's talk about it. What is purple teaming? How would you describe it?
Okay, purple teaming is just the combination of, I feel like this is like during art class when you mix red and blue to get purple. So it's basically the same thing to in cybersecurity. When you mix the red teaming skills and the blue teaming skills and like put them together, makes you like an ultimate beast and stuff. Unlike a lot of people just specialize on like, one path and stuff, but I had time. I mean, I was still schooling and stuff, so I had enough time to like study it. I wasn't exactly like hunting for a job, so I took my time to like learn the two. My interest was just swaying around, so I was just learning as I went. I didn't exactly plan to like go purple teaming. For those that do not know, for those that are not into, I see someone says my follower from X, welcome. Sorry I didn't respond. I was answering the question. Thank you for joining the live. So for for a lot of people that just want to like break into the field, like straight up getting jobs, I wouldn't advise you to like go into purple teaming because I wouldn't exactly say like an entry level style to go. I would advise you to learn the fundamentals, then figure out what part really resonates with you. There are a lot of fields in cybersecurity, either from the red or the blue team, and like choose a part and actually specialize and just straight up apply, like straight up start applying for jobs and stuff. We can talk about applying for jobs another time. But basically, for those that are not into like computers and tech, red teaming is just the offensive part of cybersecurity that deals with mostly hackers and stuff, ethical hackers, and the blue teaming is basically the defensive side, where you have people that just monitor log, record incidents that happen, mitigate attacks that have already happened, and whatnot. So that's what the red and the blue team is. So you get the purple team where you mix both of these skills together. When you mix both the skills you get in the red and the blue team, and then you become a purple teamer. That's just a summary.
Sure, gotcha. So it's a hybrid. I know some blue teaming defenses, and I also know some red team offense skill sets, tooling. I know how to navigate. I know how to think like a threat actor, and on the defensive side, I know I'm aware of how the threat actor is coming through, what areas they're coming through, and how to defend and kind of protect the environment.
That's good. That's good. I feel like it's needed. Currently, with the way cybersecurity as a whole is going, it's actually really, really like to one advantage as like one knows like both the red teaming and the blue teaming stuff, not just blindly specifying in one. You could just learn, some other people could basically be an ethical hacker and still, play around with Splunk or some shit. Like it's not hard. If you could learn hacking, you can learn how Splunk works. It's really not that hard. It should be like it's easy. Just
Okay. So speaking of Splunk, since you brought it up, and is that a great sim tool to if you're just getting started to maybe even start a project with?
absolutely, absolutely. Now, before I even go straight up into talking about Splunk, I wouldn't want to be misguiding to like absolute beginners. Like breaking into cybersecurity, you have to study a lot. So a lot of people get tired of this, this part, the fundamental part, studying the basics, cybersecurity introduction, CIA triads, what, definition of different, vulnerabilities, what are threats, what are, just basically definitions, and then even the networking basics. A lot of people skip them and just want to sort of go into the fun part, building projects. So I advise you to actually take your time and learn these basics, understand what they are, and then, yes, if you are trying to go into being into the defensive part and you want to you're working towards being a SOC analyst, then 100% Splunk is actually a very 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 used tool in the industry. I'm new to TikTok obviously, but I've spoken to a lot of actual SOC analysts in the field. Some have spent years working for enterprises, and they always speak about Splunk. People use Splunk on an enterprise base. So Splunk 100% is a tool that you should learn and work on project with. You should learn it 100%. There's another tool, not so popular. I don't know if you've heard of Wazoo. Don't know if you've heard of Wazoo.
Yeah, I have. I haven't used it. I've heard from industry professionals that I've worked around. We talk about different tools, and I know that it's an open source and it's free, and it's a great one to get your hands on to pretty much learn the basics too. Like it does everything that a SIM tooling should be able to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I don't think it's that long, but Wazo is really, really good. I see a lot of people working on projects, and I'm really impressed. I haven't personally also played around with Wazo. The CM tool I've played around with is Suricata, and I haven't played around on the terminal. I didn't really use GUI version, but it was a fun project. I sadly didn't document it because it is a lot of work. I have some projects I documented on my Medium, but sadly I didn't document that project. It was fun to work with Suricata. So Suricata is actually a very good SIM tool to work on, to work with, create project with. But standardly, I would advise everyone to start with Splunk because it's globally recognized. So always start with Splunk, and then you can move to other tools if you want.
I like that. I like that guidance, bro. Mainly because, like you said, it's the gold standard today in the industry. If you had touched Splunk, here's the proof, and the proof is in the pudding, y'all. Go to any job board website and type in the word Splunk and as the keyword, and see how many jobs are looking for people who have Splunk experience. That's the way that you reverse engineer what you should do and what you should focus on. So I like that guidance, bro. Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, Splunk it's actually a very, very good tool to start with. And speaking about tools, obviously, ultimately, this skills is actually hopefully land you jobs. So why not just start with something that's been popularly used in the industry already instead of trying new tools that might not even be needed. So yeah,
I like that. So, okay, so let's. I like what we've covered so far. We got to kind of hey, if you're trying to break in, here's one thing that you want to first educate yourself first, everyone, and then dive into some of the tooling, the technology that's available. Sometimes you can go on some of these websites and get free access for a limited amount of time or credits or something like that, like Microsoft Sentinel. That's a possibility, and. But I want you to give them a step back, bro, just real quick, and just what are some let's say this. Let's pretend that we have someone who wants to break into cybersecurity. They have an interest in both red teaming and blue teaming. They have an interest in maybe even purple teaming. What would you say is when we talk about the foundations? Where is the best place to go? Do they go to ISC Square? Do they go to ISACA? Do they go to CompTIA? Or is there some other place that is a good place to start to get those foundations?
Okay, good question, because I feel like I keep getting this question a lot, especially on Twitter. Even though I did create a roadmap and posted it on my on my Twitter, people keep asking, in the roadmap, I'm trying to break into the field, what courses are good, I'm a total beginner. Surprised there are thousands of newbies out there, a lot of them. A lot of them keep asking the same question, and yeah, it's a valid question. It's easy actually. The easy course I would actually advise people to actually check out first is Cisco. Cisco, really popular platform. Cisco Networking, popular. They have, I think they branched it now into NetAcad. I think they did that branch in 2024. Should be 2024. They did that branching. Before it was all on Cisco, but now they put they branch into NetAcad. Can you go to netacad.com? I don't know. I don't think there's anywhere I can type in the comments. And I don't know.
It's all good. I'll type it in.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Netacad.com. You can check it out. I'd like to start with the introduction to cybersecurity course. There's an introduction to cybersecurity as a course. Is a step anyone breaking cybersecurity should always take. They should take that course. It's very simple. It doesn't really touch on a lot of like complex topic in cybersecurity. It eases you in to the course, like slow and easy. I've checked out other courses. I've checked out a lot of like during when I was learning the fundamentals, I read a lot. I've read PDF files on like introduction to cybersecurity, and a lot of them were like really, really confusing. And so some of them are already discussing advanced topic that a total beginner has no business knowing now. But so NetAcad is easy. It eases you in. You learn the fundamentals. You understand what cybersecurity is totally. Pretty easy. When you're done with Cisco introductory.
Before you switch, let me say something about the NetAcad piece. I think that's brilliant because you get I'll call it a trifecta. One, you're dealing, when you go to Cisco, you're dealing with the industry's gold standard that's out there, y'all. A lot of Cisco out there. There's a lot of environments. The proof is in the pudding. Go to any job board and type in the word Cisco and see how many hits, see what type of jobs that are there. The other thing that you're getting is the networking foundation. The networking foundation to all of this, to cybersecurity, information security, IT, the foundation is networking. It's the backbone of all these different industries and their environments. And then the third thing that you get is the tool. Isn't a packet tracer on NetAcad? It's still on there?
It is. Once, if you're taking the networking basic course, it actually forces you to learn the packet tracer first before even like launching to the course. So once you've opened the course, the first thing you're going to see is the packet tracer. So it takes you to where you can download the packet tracer app, guides you through the installation and login and whatnot. And then it takes you to this mini course, like a very small course. It doesn't take really long. You understand how to play around with packet tracer, just simple stuff, adding devices, adding cabling, nothing really advanced. I mean, except you're going into like courses like CCNA, by the way, which I enrolled into. I'm trying to also write the CCNA. I love networking, but yeah, this is for people that want to go into network engineering. Unless you're going into like advanced courses like that, they don't really go really, really advanced into the packet tracer tools. So just show you the basic, how to just use the course, how to use the tool, because eventually into the NetAcad networking course, you are going to work on a lot of projects, and you would need to be able to, know your way around the packet tracer. So it's actually really, really cool. I really love how Cisco made that course. It's actually really comprehensive. I was going to talk about networking second, but I also wanted people to like really have their ground on just the cybersecurity fundamental. As Cisco is vendor based, so the introductory course, I wouldn't say is enough for you to know just the cybersecurity fundamentals. That's what I've said. Before you would like go for their networking course, check out ISC Square. ISC Square, they are really dope. If you sign up using their 1 million, I've forgotten the link, it's something 1 million something they give, plus they give a free course and a free voucher to write the certification exam, the ISC Square certification exam. It was a very fun experience. I signed up, registered, took the course, finished it. Took me a while, but I also wrote the exams. I wrote the ISC Square exam. For my Nigerians, if whenever you get the state to the level of writing the exams, it's kind of rough here. It was a good experience, like, cause I killed the exam, but before you get in, it's kind of a bit dehumanizing. I'm not gonna lie. They're going to search you like crazy. Apparently, they have caught some people trying to cheat and stuff or impersonate. I had to come with about like 3 to 4 identification cards. I think I have my card here. So I had to my ATM, my school ID, I have like a lot of my identification card, my NIN card. It's like this. This like an like our SSN for like Nigerians. So I had to bring all this, and they had to like hold it and confirm and check and run to. And I think they called the superior outside Nigeria to verify my face again. Then check fingerprint. Then after that, there was now the physical searching. You're going to empty your pockets. It's just don't get pissed off. If you get to go to write your certification exam, they will do that. And as much as it will piss you off, a lot of Nigerians have actually caused issues for them. It's a certification exam. People shouldn't, cheat their way into it. So a lot of people actually succeeded, and it kind of tainted the name of the center. So they're actually like super, super strict. So I'm thinking about like, it was so stupid because I was looking at the lady, like, it was a lady. I was looking like, what the fuck? I had to pull out my pockets. I was wearing this jalab, just one piece jalab. So I had to pull out the pocket. She said, plus what I'm wearing under. So I had to raise the jalab, then pull out the pocket, plus the back pocket. Like I had to do a whole 360. And it was horrible. You drop everything, your rings, even if you come with a biro, you drop the biro, they give you their own biro. And then when you're done, they collect it. It will piss you off. It will piss you. And then for people that like have like exam tension, people that go through this extreme tension during an exam, it would spike it up, and then you end up messing up. I don't even want to talk about the exam. The exam is designed in a way to actually make you fail. It goes like this. I think there are about 100 and maybe 10 questions in total. Once you answer a question, you can't go back. So, the timer is there, looking at you. The moment you click like an answer and click next, there's nothing like back. So, maybe the future, maybe number 3 questions give you hints, the answer of number 1. You can't go back and like correct your answer. Once you have submitted it, you've submitted it. That's all. You can't go back. So you have to be really sure of every answer you're clicking in. If not, it's gone. So when you're done, it's either you fail or you pass. Now, for me, it was kind of easy, to be honest. After, studying a lot, because I study a lot. After studying a lot and, taking those instructor roles and, putting the hours, talking to other professionals and stuff, I didn't even study for the exam. I think people were asking me, Cyber, what are the resources you used? I legit just finished exams from school, and I just went to the States for like just like hang out with my brother. And so we got a hotel room like where we're just going out, like eating food, like having fun. I was like, oh, I have an exam tomorrow. I'm just gonna go write it and come out. So when I wrote it, I got my answer, like I passed. I met him, like we had fun. Like I didn't even study. I do not advise people to do that. I'm someone that study like almost every day. I wouldn't advise anyone to do that. But like, studying a lot will help you pass. And for people that are going to take the IT score, people that have not written the examination, I wouldn't say just go and write the certification exam from just taking the course. Don't write the certification from just taking the course. I would advise you to actually go as far as studying for the Security Plus, because I did. I haven't written the exams, but I did study for the Security Plus, and it helped a lot in me passing the IC. Yeah, so yeah.
I like that, bro. So far we're talking about, let's say, for the people who just joined, I want to be a purple teamer. I want to get into that space. I don't have any experience. Step number 1, get some networking foundation. Cisco is a great place to go get that. Leverage their packet tracer. Step number 2, there's additional areas where you can expand your knowledge base, from Security Plus to ISC squared material, offering the CC, and things like that. Now that we're equipped with on the networking side, we have some knowledge. We're equipping ourselves with some security knowledge. What's the next step up from there? Like, how do we then trend towards? What else should we be doing to trend towards, becoming a purple teamer?
Simple. If you've taken your time, to learn the cybersecurity fundamentals and then the networking fundamentals, for the purple teaming part, for people that want to go into, network engineering and security and whatnot, you could go deeper into networking. But as someone that's going to cybersecurity generally, I would say the networking basics is more than enough. Because so if you understand how networking works, or networking is, simple terms that are being used, DNS, DHCP, TCP, IP, you understand the website model and whatnot, you actually understand it real well. When you also understand the cybersecurity fundamentals real well, the next step is just to specialize. Just choose a path you want to actually break into cybersecurity through. Do you want to break into the field from the blue side? Start playing around with tools like Splunk directly. Don't waste time. Start playing around with EDR tools, um, CrowdStrike and whatnot. Start understanding, the terms, SOC analysts using their fields. Try to connect with people, just specialize. And for the red teaming part, choose whatever part you want to go into. Start with the OAuth 10, then XSS scripting, SQL injection. Learn them, learn how to use these tools, learn about the CVEs, common vulnerabilities and exposure. I think that's what it means. There are websites like Exploit and ExploitDB. You can check, available vulnerabilities out there, and you could actually test them on vulnerable machines. You could, break your machines. I think I made a video about building a home lab, but I don't think I was very, very clear. I kind of just rushed the video because I had not posted on TikTok in a while. I still haven't. I was thinking at the time, it's kind of hectic to make video content. It's new to me, basically. So, build that home lab. Build that. But this is for both, whatever field you're going into, red or blue team. Build that home lab. Install Linux. I forgot. Learn how to use Linux. The moment you install it, you have to learn how to use your Linux machine. You don't have to learn anything extravagant. Just learn how to install files, uninstall files, navigate through folders, copy, open text, edit text. Just basically let the terminal be your friend. Learn how to use it. If you legit will learn just a bit of Googling. Okay, how do I move into this folder? You could just Google it, or you could take a course. linuxjourney.com. I think that's it. Or just look up Linux Journey on Google and tap on the first result. They give a short kind of course into Linux, but I didn't learn that way. I learned Linux by just actually using Linux. Whenever I don't know what to do, I just Google it or ask AI, and then told me, okay, do this, and I just did it. And then all of a sudden, after a while, maybe a week or two, you just realize you're using your Linux machine without even touching your phone or even minimizing maybe to Google for stuff. So learn Linux, I guess. Step one, learn Linux. Install it preferably for people that are going to cybersecurity, especially newbies. Install your Linux as a virtual machine. The people that choose to go bare metal, I will make a meme laughing at you people. I'll make a meme laughing at it, but please do not install your machine bare metal. Do not install it bare metal. Just, yes, Jade, I'm seeing you. Yes, do not install it bare metal. Yes, I summoned you. Do not install it bare metal. Install it as a virtual machine, because as a newbie, you're going to break your Linux machine a lot. I would know. For people that are following me early into my journey, because I think I was documenting my journey for the most part of 2024, 2025. I think almost every week I always post a crashed Linux screenshot. Oh my God, I've crashed my Linux again. Sometimes on something as simple as apt update and upgrade the entire thing, and then I have to reinstall Linux all over again. So don't make that rookie mistake of moving straight up to bare metal where you don't exactly know what breaks your machine. So you're going to break it a lot. You're going to break your Linux. So just understand how Linux works, know what breaks it, what sustains it, and in the future you can move to bare metal like Jade. I don't still use bare metal. Forever virtual machine, by the way. So you could actually move into that. Then when you've done that, the next should be easy. Just learn how to play with tools that are using both the red and the blue team. For blue team, you mostly play around with tools.
Before you break it down, the red and the blue tooling, the Linux piece. Let's just say one more piece about that. What are you thinking that the purpose of leveraging Linux is emphasized for? Even if you're just talking about basic navigations, getting through, what would someone have that as a foundation to set them up for something that's coming in the future? What would you say is coming for them, Linux related?
Okay. Hold on. Think I'm trying to expand myself. Okay, got it. Look at that. I'm learning how to use live. Okay. First of all, Linux is being used almost on every server. So most servers, most operating systems run Linux. So yes, we're into cybersecurity. Yes, we're talking about cybersecurity. So yeah, most operating system run run on Linux. So if you leverage Linux in the future, maybe if you're going into stuff like Linux administrator or you are playing around with servers, you get to understand how they work. Even there are some projects I worked on. I sadly I do not document a lot of my projects. I do them for fun. Uh, when you are carrying out server side attacks, you would understand it better when you sound like when you successfully hack the server, you can navigate through it better because this server is a Linux machine, and that knowledge of just being able to just use your Linux machine like on a normal basis for your normal you know cybersecurity practical or whatnot will actually set you far different from someone that's just using Windows. I mean, these people can carry out XSL injection, XSL scripting, and SQL scripting, whatever. All the attacks, the file upload, the file whatnot. They can carry it on their Windows machine. Most of them they carry them on website anyways, but they don't understand how Linux works. It's kind of rare, but I guess they will exist. It actually sets you far apart. The difference would be like really clear because you would know what you're messing around with, and someone that doesn't understand Linux will really know much about it. So it's a I say it's a very dope foundation since a lot of infrastructures are actually running on Linux. So having Linux, understanding how Linux works, generally sets you apart. And eventually, when you start going into more complex projects, you will do way more than just navigating via Linux. You understand where certain files are saved. What to mess around with, and then eventually, if you're going to be a bad guy, I think ethically, you know what to actually mess around with to actually cause this or that or that or this. You could
Yeah.
disrupt big services even better.
And I see Hope is asking to join the discussion. Can you add more ability? I think it's a layout. If you change the layout, more people can join. And
Do I just accept people?
Yeah, if you just accept them, I think it'll just add an additional bubble for them.
Okay, hold on. Just accepted. No, so they
Perfect.
Jade
What's up,
too.
Hope?
Is Jade still on? I think I said it.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up? How you doing? Doing good.
Yes.
All right. So first, we're trying to figure out the profile of a purple teamer. So far, we know you need some networking foundations. We know that you need some cybersecurity foundations. You need those foundations. You need to start breaking into some tooling, trying to get yourselves familiarized with what EDR, SIM type of tooling. And then we started to get ready to talk about some of the exact, defensive and offensive tools that you can use. But Linux came up, and we know that Linux is a big deal because a lot of environments have Linux. So Hope, I see you came up here.
And as a cybersecurity professional, you need to understand Linux. Many OS in terms of Linux, Windows. How to navigate. Because you will have to use them frequently on a daily basis. So Linux is the most. Let me see the foundation OS you use all the time. Yeah, something like that though.
Okay. Makes sense. I guess you're just adding on what I was saying or what we're talking about. We thought you had like questions. Thanks for the addition.
Yeah, feel free to hang out. Go ahead and take back control, man, and give it. Let's start breaking down some of the tooling and different things that folks need to start looking into once they have all those foundations in place.
Okay. Hold on. Can I just drop them? Okay. Hold on. Can I expand myself? Can you ask the question again? Hold on. Okay.
Yeah. So now that we have our foundations, now we need to start branding ourselves as a purple teamer, and we're just looking for some guidance on what are some great ways to brand yourself. What are some different things, either projects or things that would make you stand out, and as you're looking to break into that space.
Okay. Okay. Well, step one, as I was saying before, I think people should break in towards the path that feels more comfortable for them. As I said before, I didn't exactly plan out to be uh, a purple teamer. It just happened. I had a lot of time on my hands and stuff, and when things happened, basically, I wanted to break in through the hacking aspect. I think I was taking some hacking courses and stuff, but then lucky for me, you know, I'm a lucky guy. I got a boot camp. I got a book. I think it was worth like $5,000. I didn't have the money, someone paid for me and stuff. So I was like, sure. So the boot camp was blue team focused. To just focus on like blue team stuff, blue team activities. So after that, when I was done with the boot camp, I was like, yeah, going back to hacking. Hacking still excited me. So I went into like learning of like exploits. So said the OWASP 10, for example, was the first thing we went into, and I learned how to create a lot of basic exploits and tested them and played around with them, and it was fun. So I eventually became a purple teamer by it. So I would say start with the part that feels more enticing to you. The part of cybersecurity, whether it's red or blue, start with the part that feels more enticing to you, or I guess what fits your goal. If you're looking to land a job real quick, the sock side is always the best to break into, and then later you could learn the the red side, the more offensive part. If you have a lot of time and you actually want to like know your stuff, and you love offensive, you love hacking, then you can start from the hacking aspect. Be really good at it. I don't really advise people to go into bug bounty, because it's I have friends that are into bug bounty. I look at it like a low key scam, to be honest. They get too many duplicates. Sometimes they get actual valid vulnerabilities, and then they hit them with the out of scope. And I understand. I've read about out of scope. I understand. Don't touch this part and stuff. Might be illegal and whatnot. But let's not lie. In a real life scenario, no hacker is looking at any scope. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm just going to hack this particular part and leave this part. They're testing everything. So the concept of out of scope is weird. In fact, if I was a bad guy, I could pose as a bug bounty guy and then just focus on, once people give me a scope, I would assume this part is actually protected, and I'll go outside the scope and check for the vulnerabilities and probably just hack you guys. But not so duplicate this and that is very frustrating for basically hunters that do not have a lot of visibility. So I feel like it's not a case scam, but again, I'm not discouraging anyone. It's actually a dope field to go into. You get to actually understand. You want to understand attacks, know how a lot of attacks work, because they actually push you into a lot of researching. Because now you're actually working on a real life project, not just a vulnerable machine like people like me do. I just work on actual vulnerable machines and just understand how they work. But you're working on real life machines. You go from the reconnaissance state to finding subdomains and whatnot. Trying different attacks. File upload, XSS, SQL injection. Even though these are very, very, very typical attacks, and a lot of them have been protected against them. To surprise you, a lot of websites are still vulnerable to this. So you test a lot of things. You keep trying. For people that understand API, which by the way I started, I'm checking out API. I've been reading a lot, and most of the recent attacks that have been happening from 2024, 2026 have basically been APIs. It's easier to hack a website via an API than to actually start hacking it via the the file uploads and the XSS and whatnot, because these are known vulnerabilities, and most websites are already setting up protection against them. So APIs are actually really vulnerable now. I think Instagram got hacked October last year. Surprising, So you can learn all that. So this is basically on the red teaming stuff. You get to use a lot of tools. In learning, I always advise people to start with Nmap. It's kind of like an introduction to, even for myself, it can be used for both red teamers and blue teamers can also use it. You can check out ports, versions, whatnot. It's a very good tool. So I always advise you to learn Nmap first. You can learn tools like Bob Suite. learn how to play with tools like Metasploit and Metasploitable all together. Metasploit and Metasploitable all together, you could learn how to use them. I use Metasploit and Metasploitable like a lot. It's very convenient. You just install a Metasploitable machine. It's a vulnerable machine. You will carry out a lot of attacks, a lot of attacks on them, and basic to advanced would set the difficulty level. So it's actually like really, really good. Jade, I think I can turn off your mic because So there are a lot of tools. I can't name a lot. There's Zap, there's what other tool? There's Hydra. For brute forcing. You will get to know about these tools when you actually start learning these attacks, learn to carry out these attacks. And for people that think, for people that want to see a more visible type of attack, you want to see, okay, I'm carrying this exploit and it's happening live in front of me. It feels real. I would advise you to go into Wi-Fi. Try learning Wi-Fi hacking. It's really easy. Like Aircrack NG Suite make it so easy to carry out. And you can carry out the authentication attack and actually watch yourself disconnecting yourself from a device, from a Wi-Fi network you're connected to. It's really dope. Like you watch yourself setting out this deauth and the authentication packet and then see yourself disconnecting. It was really cool when I was in. I think I made a video like, oh my god, I'm disconnecting myself from my Wi-Fi network. It's Anyways, I know Lord Sugar Hydra is not a type of flower. It's a tool. It's a tool for carrying out brute force attacks on on basically anything. Logins, you could crack stuff even offline. It has a lot of use. Basically a brute force tool, not a flower. So that's.
Can I poke at a couple of the tools that you mentioned? Maybe one of them, like I've heard of Burp Suite. I've been into the environment. Can you kind of give us an idea what would someone leverage Burp Suite for, and are there like certification paths within that vendor specific tool?
Funny enough, I just use YouTube. I don't even really stress with certification or stuff. A lot of people tend to like overcomplicate stuff. Even simple tools like Wireshark, for example. Everybody like, oh my god, I'm looking for a course to learn Wireshark. It's just open this tool. I always advise like whenever you want to learn. So even before like hitting YouTube and stuff, because again, YouTube has almost everything. YouTube has almost everything. Just like you have to create these steps yourself. Sometimes you could open a video that's like at level 30, then you have to be like, okay, this is too difficult. Then find another video, keep finding till you find one maybe around level 1, 2, 3, and then find your way up to like level 30. So first things I always say, just load up the tool and look at it. Just poke around the tool. Just poke around, mess around with it and see what works. Then maybe enter YouTube. You could search for, Burp Suite for beginners. Burp Suite in particular, I've not really played around with this, but I've like watched a couple of videos where they use them to like watch requests like between the site and the server. Mostly API pen testers use it. As I'm going into API, API security, it's actually a tool that has piqued my interest. So yeah, definitely going to mess around with it in the future. But other tools like Nmap, Wireshark and stuff, I have played around with Wireshark like a lot. I think my Medium, I think I documented a project I did, a very simple project with Wireshark too. A very, 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 very cool tool, very, very dope tool. So generally for all tools, it's really not that complicated. Just load this tool, look at it, whatever you think, even if it's a CLI tool, you could just load it and just put .h.help, -help, and then you can see all the parameters you can use with this particular tool and mess around with it. Google, mess around, that's why I keep saying, you have like, a vulnerable machine like Metasploitable, for example. Just keep running this multiple parameters via there. For people that want to load it on like a website, try vulnweb.com. I use vulnweb a lot. It's a purposely vulnerable website. You could intercept network and whatnot. You could see plain text, expose the APIs, whatnot. Just have fun. Like just have your fun with these tools first. Just mess around with them, and then maybe later on check out YouTube and see how to properly use these tools. You will learn how to use them significantly faster than most people.
I got a couple more questions for you, but I see Jade. Jade is here and been patiently waiting. Jade, did you have a question, a comment, share some experience? What you got going on over there?
I think you minimize. Jade, turn on your mic. I think I forcefully turned off his mic. You should be able to do that now.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Oh, by the way, before Jade starts, before Jade starts speaking, I met Jade in person last year, December. I went to this cybersecurity hangout, and he's an amazing guy. You know, kind of cool. He's rich too. He has a lot of money.
Yeah, big dollars. Come on, Jay, talk to us, bro.
I'm not rich. Bro, I'm poor. I already studied cybersecurity. I'm currently studying cybersecurity. Looking forward to learn from you guys. You get. I do normally post content, but I do post content, but well, I'm just here like for real, bro. I code, I do cybersecurity sometimes, and I don't know, bro. I just do anything.
He does blockchain security. He's kind of undermining himself.
I just came to support a friend.
I can sell you better.
Live for the first time, so yeah.
I can sell you better, Jade. He does blockchain security. He's a crack security researcher. Like he's super good at what he does. Like so, you should watch this guy talk about blockchain and what he does. It's good. He built tools. Like he legit built a tool, a password manager that had a different way for implementing security. The guy is cracked. This guy knows his stuff. He's really good. He's kind of like not selling himself quite well because he's trying to be all humble and stuff.
Yeah, he just came to say what's up. That's cool. Hang out with us. And I like what both of you were saying about just get in there and figure it out. Play with it. Just you're not gonna know until you try it. And if you're a hands-on person, like you have to be keyboard and mouse, do it. So that way you can at least say, I've been in there, and you can speak to that. Your exposure, what you played with, what you figured out, what worked, what didn't work, your pain points. And being able to speak to the user interface alone is important. And then, yes, the capabilities, the features that it has, being able to successfully configure it so that way it can identify something, alert properly, and then you documenting that. So you said a couple of things that caught my attention. One, you said you have a Medium, so that tells me that you're posting your content, building it out your portfolio, we can call it. And then you said something else too I want you to speak on. It's the boot camps. Do you recommend folks that want to break into purple teaming to leverage any specific boot camps?
Okay, good. That's kind of a glad you actually asked, because again, I do not want to like mislead people, because like some people kind of really listen to me. So I wouldn't want people to just be like, oh my god, okay, Cyber has also like breaks into the field using a boot camp. Okay, I don't want people to like be like, okay, I must also go to a boot camp. You actually learn everything yourself. Boot camps, a lot of them, to find boot camps are kind of like legit now. It's kind of like a lot of work. It's a lot of work that you find boot camps are actually teaching the right stuff. When I started posting on Twitter, I'm talking about when I had like 50 followers. Not even much. I wasn't getting much engagement. I wasn't getting much exposure. My highest post views was like 100 and something views on a post that time. Like I think there was this company that reached out to me then. They messaged me. They said they basically taught cybersecurity. They had like boot camps and stuff, and they were not offering advertisements. Obviously, no one knew me. They just found my page. This guy that's just posting about his cybersecurity stuff. So they wanted me to actually join their boot camp to pay, and they were charging me around 300,000 naira. Now that's not a lot of money in dollars. That's like $200+, just above $200. But it's a lot for a Nigerian. It is a lot of money because on an average, not every Nigerian can afford that money. They were asking for $300,000. So at this time, I was new to cybersecurity. I was very, very new, but I had like this whole roadmap already figured out. I had my plan, and I kind of was talking to people. I was engaging on polls. I was reading. I was listening to like a lot of. I was running lives then on Twitter. Live then on Twitter were very, very active. They're talking about cybersecurity a lot, and I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do already. But these people asked me to pay 300,000 naira to them to join their bootcamp, and I was like, okay, sure. I didn't exactly just say no. I was like, sure. Let me see your scheme of work. Let me see what you guys are going to teach me in this particular course, and I'll consider paying and joining. They said, sure. they asked for my email. I gave them, they forwarded me the details, and I went through it, and it was all the basics. I'm talking about the basics that I have basically learned, because at this point I've read a lot of foundational courses on both cybersecurity and networking generally. I had not actually started doing anything hands-on. I was just all studying and studying and studying and studying and studying. And I was like I've read everything here for free, by the way, for absolutely free. I was very confused. I was like, is that all you're teaching me for 300,000 naira? And like, they were like, yeah, it covers a lot. They're all promising you could get a job after finishing. It's a lie. It's a lie. And to be honest, to find a good boot camp that teaches you, the real stuff is tough. So I normally would not recommend going to a boot camp, but if you're going to go to a boot camp, make sure you ask for what they're going to teach you, the topics and all. Gauge them, see if it fits what you plan to want to learn. Make sure that it's not just the basics. You can't just throw around money to just learn the basic, when you could learn the basics for free. As I said before, you don't really have to pay anything. Just a lot of things I learned in this boot camp. The boot camp I went to, it's basically stuff you can find on YouTube, but it was more of curated, because I could speak to this instructors one-on-one if I was confused after classes. That was just the difference, but you could learn everything on YouTube. So before hopping into boot camps, I would advise everyone to actually learn on their own. There are so many platforms that are teaching these things for free. Most legit platforms that charge you to actually teach you this stuff are mostly teaching you the advanced part. You can plan how to use this tool, maybe how to hack a website, tools to carry reconnaissance process, carry information, whatnot. Checking what to exploit, trying out this and this. What functions do a website have to have for you to try and exploit, all that. So they actually will charge you for that. And I understand, if they want to teach you forensics, they want to teach you how to use some advanced forensic tools. Some of them actually pay for licensing for these tools. These are real people that actually good companies that carry out bootcamp. But there are a lot of fake ones that are trying to just scam total newbies. Just take their money, teach them something they could just spend maybe 2-3 weeks studying NetAcad, just basics, and learn them even better. Collect their money, take them, waste 3 months. Funny enough, they normally will tell you 90 days into from 90 days to a job stuff. So you're spending 3 months learning just the basics, and then they finish. They create a resume. Funny enough, they do create a resume, and then they start applying for jobs, and a lot of them start complaining, oh my god, I'm not getting offers and stuff. Of course you wouldn't get offers. You barely just know the basics. And a lot of the instructors there don't even know what they're doing. They're just after your money. So boot camps I do not recommend. And if you decide you want to actually go into boot camp, make sure you verify that these boot camps are good. What they're going to teach you are stuff that are actually important, not just the basics, because all of them out there are just out there to actually scam you, not to
I think that's fire. That's fire guidance. Be leery of the boot camps. However, you will learn something, and ensure before you engage with any boot camps, you understand the outcomes, the expectations that they're promising, and what they don't promise. So make sure you understand those things. One more question. I think we'll get you out of here, bro. One more question. You got time?
Yeah, I got time. No, ask questions.
All right. Thank you for taking some time. I know it's getting late over there, and you have you're trying to wind down. So when we think about, okay, so you gave me a really good picture here, and as we think about the next steps, applying for the role, I want to be a purple teamer. And I want to apply for the different roles that align with Purple Team and give me a little bit of mixture of both. What are the role names that I should be searching for? What keywords should I be searching for?
Okay. Okay, good. As a Purple Teamer, you wouldn't just apply for jobs as a Purple Teamer. Obviously, you have to actually break through to a particular path. You could choose the red or the blue side. You can't just be like, I'm a Purple Teamer and just accept them to just blindly accept you. Obviously, there are a lot of fields in cybersecurity. Whatever part you learn, you could just specify. Let's say, I believe in creating your CV towards different job roles. If you have different skills, let's say, for example, I can carry out basic, web exploits, let's add maybe API to this. Like this is all red teaming, so maybe API and stuff. I know a bit of networking security too, because CCN and whatnot. I know my networking stuff. So I could put all that. I could just put. I could create one CV and just put my red teaming skills where I expect exploit API, security API, pen testing and whatnot. You could just throw into, you could add some part of, okay, maybe I know how to also fix this and that too, but mostly you should just be focused on your ability to actually detect these vulnerabilities and how good you are and stuff. And yeah, one more thing, in creating your CV in whatever job description it is you're actually working to create your CV towards, always have your ePortfolio link there, because a lot of this I don't even forgotten what they call them. The guys that receive your CV and like go through them, they can't actually tell if you're just lying or telling the truth. So a way for them to confirm that okay, you know what you're doing is by checking your ePortfolio and actually seeing some of the projects you've worked on. You don't need to do anything extraordinary. Again, I can tell people to check out my ePortfolio. Link on my bio. If you click on it, you'll see the first one is my ePortfolio. You can check it out. They are just basics. Most of them there, I think they're like 5. I haven't updated them in a while, but like they're just like 5 projects to just show employers when I'm ready to start applying for jobs. Just show employers that okay, I'm not bullshitting on my CV. I actually know this stuff, and this is proof. This is proof. So add them. So you create one tool for penetration tester and penetration testing job. Put it out there. You create another one for a SOC analyst. That's where you can put your network security skills, your CM tools that you've played with. If you play with Splunk, you could put all what you could do with it. Maybe if you play with Microsoft Sentinel, for example, that means a bit of cloud and stuff, cloud security too. You could put out there, you did this, you did that, and document, one or two of this, SOC project on your ePortfolio, so that whenever these hires check there, they can see, okay, this person actually, they know what they're doing. This is what they did. This is them. This is their machine. I like customizing my Kali with my name so that they actually know this is not a copied screenshot. This is Cyberaz. This is his screenshot. He actually did this. So do that. So whatever role it is you're going for, even if it's forensics, maybe you actually break into the field. Maybe you learn how to recover files. Advanced file recovery. You could, maybe you've even built your tool to decrypt files that have been scattered using this magnetic tool. There are tools that help erase files. Maybe you create a tool that can reverse that. You could create a different CV for that. Okay, you are a forensic investigator, a digital forensic investigator. This is your CV. These are your skills. These are tools that you've played with. Education, sets, whatnot. So you could have different ones. If you want to go into like the teaching part, like myself, you could create a different one too for just that. I have 2 CVs. I have one for network security. I have another one for an instructor instructor role. So I have different ones. So wherever you want to break the field into, you break. Once you are working there, you can make yourself valuable by showing off your other skills. And then in the workspace, you'll find your way around that one. But you don't just break into the field claiming, oh my God, I'm a purple team. And no one's going to look at you. People like, so what is that? What do you do as a purple team? I do red and blue. So kind of like your penetration tester. And you can't just tell them I'm all. So you choose a path. You create your CV towards that path that you choose. Then you break into the field using whatever path it is. It's just that.
I like that a lot. It's in line with a lot of my mission, a lot of my guidance for folks, and that is figure out that path. And doing all that foundational work is going to help you whenever you get the choice to, do I go red pill or do I go blue pill? And you'll have to make that choice. And when you do, then you market yourself to get into that space, and then once you're in that space, spend some cycles being a blue teamer, and then once you got that down pat, look for opportunities to step into the red teaming space. Market yourself accordingly and get into that space. You're essentially at that point purple teaming, being able to not only have the knowledge about both sides, but have the experience within both sides. What you think about that, bro?
100%, man. I agree. Everything you said made sense. Aligned with what I was saying. So yeah, 100%.
Cool. I think we need to wrap it up, bro. Just to get you on your day. I too want to get the folks on with their days, and we need another session with you, man. We need another session. So I'll be working with you offline to try and get this going. And I just appreciate you taking the time. And I know yesterday they weren't the whatever. Like they didn't want us. They didn't want it yesterday, but today we got it.
Very well, listen. So they did it today. They almost got us today, but we scaled through.
They almost tried it today, but we got through. So, hey, thank you. I appreciate it again. I appreciate you, bro.
Got you, man. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. I'm
All right, man.
glad to have this session. It was fun.
Yep. Appreciate you. You have a good one.
You too, man. And thanks to everyone that joined and listened. I guess, sorry, I don't think I was engaging with people commenting. I'm sorry, I got when I get into talking about cybersecurity, I just zone in on what I'm talking about. So I'm sorry, but thanks to everyone that joined, people that dropped comments, listened, the people that stayed here throughout the live. Thanks for your support. Especially on TikTok, that I don't exactly have that much of a stronghold on. It's surprising. So
it's all good, bro. We need some more TikTok action from you.
Definitely. I'll work on it. I'll work on making more TikTok videos. And do I trade students? No. Well, except you're going to pay me a lot. If you're going to pay me enough, rather, I might consider it. But I'll just direct you towards tools you could use, to be honest. To get my time to start teaching is a lot of work for now. Again, I have a lot of things I'm trying to really set it out. I'm just doing them and kind of also shoot out content. So I'll get those things, all sorted out, and I'll start hosting a lot of TikTok lives and Twitter spaces. I'm even scared. If I join Twitter now, I'll probably have 100 people listening to me. So I want to really be in that mental space to be back fully. I'm still recovering. And can I give useful information materials? Please, if you are a total newbie, just check out my pinned video on TikTok, my pinned tweet on Twitter. Both of them just speak about breaking into the field. So you could just check them out. Both the pinned videos on both. You could check Twitter for a more detailed one, or you could just watch the TikTok. It's pinned. The first pinned video on my profile. You could just check it out if you're new to cybersecurity. Hopefully it's helpful to you.
Cool. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. I see a few people flooded in from that I know. Cyber Unk and T and y'all. Thank you, Gideon. Welcome in, y'all. We're getting ready to shut it down. So we will get some more time and we'll do this again. But for now, we're gonna sign out and thank you all for joining and participating.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Josh, for having me. Thank you, Nate, for having me. And again, thanks to everyone that joined. So I'll be ending it now. And I'll talk to you.
Use any app. I like using it on TikTok, live stream, you name it, as well. Of course, literally, this is my favorite feature, is that remote. Because